century ago, when companies faced a unique challenge: how to convince consumers they needed more, even when they had everything the customer required. Imagine a world where the market was saturated with goods, and companies needed a game-changing idea to stand out. And that's when the lucky strategy came into play, an ingenious plan to persuade people that they craved more than they even knew. Think about it, that enticing new dessert on a hectic day, or that 400-speed film that made capturing memories a breezy. Coke, Tylenol, and Levi's, just everyday items, right? But hold your horses, because these seemingly ordinary products can spark a shopping frenzy as consumers clamor for these specific brands. You might be wondering, how does this happen? Aren't we rational beings who should opt for the cheapest option? Well, my fellow thinkers, that's where the magic of branding comes into play. Let's break it down, shall we? Imagine an economist scratching their head, pondering how on earth a logical consumer ends up paying more for essentially the same thing. After all, shouldn't we be all about making the most cost-effective choices? But wait, it's not that simple. See, we often like to think of ourselves as these perfectly rational decision makers, but reality paints a different picture. Here's a jaw-dropping study that'll make your mind do a little dance. Over at Duke University, researchers unleashed a clever experiment. They flashed either the Apple logo or the IBM logo to two different groups. And guess what? The participants who were subliminally exposed to the Apple logo outshone their counterparts on creative tasks. It's like a light bulb went off in their heads, sparking a burst of innovation. Now, let's dive deeper into the true power of brands. Ever noticed how Apple has us hooked? It's not just about the sleek gadgets, it's the narrative they've woven into our minds. They've convinced us that Apple is synonymous with being hip, cool, and oh so creative. And guess what? This narrative is so strong that it can even enhance our performance. Hold on to your hats, because this is where it gets juicy. Meet Reed, a marketing and identity guru from the University of Pennsylvania. He's here to unravel the mysteries of how our choices are tangled up with our identities. You see, when we opt for a brand, we're not just buying a product. We're crafting an identity, a statement about who we are. Reed takes us on a journey into the mind of a consumer torn between Nike and Under Armour. Choosing Nike isn't just about the product. It's about performance and being part of a community that champions excellence. On the other hand, picking Under Armour is like siding with the underdog, embracing a different aspect of your identity. Here's the kicker. Once you've made that choice, your relationship with that brand deepens. It's like a bond with family. Wear that brand's shirt, put on those shoes, and you're projecting a part of your identity to the world. And this is where the magic kicks in. Once you're part of that brand's tribe, your behavior starts to change, aligning with their values. But it's not just a one-way street. Brands become like family, and you're ready to defend them at a moment's notice. Attack that brand, and you're essentially attacking a part of yourself. It's an emotional connection that runs deep, shaping our decisions in unexpected ways. We're diving into the incredible realm of neuromarketing. It's like regular marketing on turbocharged steroids. In fact, companies are going as far as studying your brain to unlock the secrets of your buying behavior. They're getting to know you better than you know yourself, sculpting their brands into an existence that resides solely in your mind. Let's zoom out for a moment and gaze upon the intricate tapestry of branding that engulfs us all. Think about it. Why did Pepsi, with its pockets as deep as the ocean, pour a staggering $1.2 billion into a 3-year rebranding escapade? My friends, branding is more than just words and logos. It's the craft of business storytelling that tugs at our heartstrings. And mind you, all stories are meticulously constructed, dripping with bias. As consumers, we often veer away from rationality, embracing the allure of the pricier option over its budget counterpart. It's almost as if the brands know us better than we know ourselves, painting their mesmerizing visions of a better life. Now, let's plunge into the abyss of branding tactics that stealthily infiltrate our conscious and subconscious minds. Ever noticed how brands wrap themselves in popular ideologies or mend the chinks in our armor of insecurities? It's as if they're whispering promises of fulfillment and transformation. Oh, and the power of visuals. Prepare to be amazed as we unveil the magic of imagery that sells not just products, but dreams. But hold on to your seats, because we're about to reveal how they're tapping into your gray matter. Buckle up for a story from the 1950s that'll blow your mind. Imagine this: a clever marketer in a cinema, flashing messages like "drink Coca-Cola and eat popcorn" on the screen. Seems like a wild success story, right? But alas, it's a tale spun from thin air, a fabrication designed to make us believe in the power of a so-called brains buy button. Say hello to Prince Goman, a marketing guru, and his partner in crime, neuroscientist Matt Johnson. They've cracked the code on how companies tailor their strategies to our brain's inner workings. Hold on though, we're not mindless shopping zombies, but let's admit it. We do make a ton of decisions without even realizing it. That's where the magic of neuromarketing steps in. Companies are dissecting our brain functions to figure out what really floats our boats. Now, you might think traditional marketing studies involve straightforward choices: apple or chocolate bar. Seems easy, right? Well, think again. We might think we're rational decision makers, but study after study shows we're often irrational and clueless about the factors driving our choices. Sure, we believe we're in control, the masters of our choices, but let's face it, we often don't have a clue about what we truly want. Yet, our brains hold the answers. That's why neuromarketers have unleashed a host of technologies to peek into our minds. Functional magnetic resonance, imaging, and electroencephalograms capture our brain's every move. Eye tracking reveals our focus, while heart rate and skin conductance expose our excitement. But here's the kicker: people are complex, and guess what? So is the brain. Meet Uma Kamika, a scholar diving deep into our decision-making process. Neuroscience gives us a sneak peek into our emotional layers, those subconscious elements that shape our choices. Let's talk Cheetos, shall we? When Frito-Lay probed how consumers felt about their cheesy snack, many thought it was just for kids. But wait, when brains were scanned, it turned out that messy orange dust was delivering a unique kind of joy. Who would have thought? Hold up, it's time for 4 prime examples that you've probably encountered in your daily life. First off, the wear-down strategy. Your brain has 2 gears: System 1, the fast and automatic, and System 2, the conscious but effort-intensive. It's like the difference between knowing your name and solving a complex math problem. Now picture yourself navigating a supermarket. Choices galore, aisles aplenty. And by the time you hit the checkout, you're running on fumes. Imagine this: tired and fatigued, your brain's slipping into System 1 mode, the impulsive side. This is when retailers pounce, bombarding you with sugary temptations, capitalizing on your drained state. The same trick plays out at shopping malls. They're overwhelming and exhausting, a recipe for impulsive spending on stuff you might not even need. Next up, they're the masters of pricing perception. Ever walked into a store and seen a bottle of wine for $15? Your brain immediately scans for context. Here's Moran Cerf, a former hacker turned neuroscientist and business whiz, to explain. People don't really have a sense of price, so their brains resort to sampling reality. And guess what? The store hands your brain a reference point, a $50 bottle sitting next to the $15 one. Suddenly, that $15 wine seems like a steal, and bingo, you're likely to grab it. Now, onto the hedonic treadmill. Our brains are pleasure seekers, but here's the twist: they're always seeking, never truly satisfied. You snag that iPhone 8, revel in its newness, and bam, here comes iPhone 8 SS in just a year. That initial joy, poof, vanished, and you're back on the treadmill, chasing the next high. Lastly, they're slipping subtle cues under your radar. Remember that cinema tale? Subliminal messages are a no-no in most places, but some companies thought, let's hide them in plain sight. Check out KFC's ad. See anything unusual? Look closer, a dollar bill hidden in the burger. exactly worth $1. Coca-Cola's can smiles at you, echoing their image of happiness. And ever-noticed watches and ads always read 10 past 10. Subtle priming, my friends. Now, does this work? Well, it's debatable. But it's taught in business schools as a potential mechanism because why not try it? It might just nudge you toward a decision you're already leaning towards. Oh, and don't think it's limited to visuals. French music in a wine store? More French wine sales. German tunes? Yep, you guessed it, more German wine sales. But here's the kicker. These tactics are often shrouded in secrecy. It's in companies' interest to keep these tricks hidden. But let's not be fooled into thinking we're just puppets in their game. We've got power as consumers, more than we realize. In the grand scheme of things, we're not mindless robots or complete masters of our choices. The truth lies somewhere in between, in the vast gray area of decision-making. But the key is awareness. Knowing that these tactics exist can empower us to make smarter choices. But here's the bottom line: knowledge is power. Armed with an understanding of how branding affects us, we can make smarter choices and create an identity that truly reflects who we are. And there you have it, my incredible viewers, a journey into the heart and mind of branding. Did this blow your mind? Share your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more mind-boggling insights coming your way. Until next time, keep those minds curious and those decisions informed.